The purpose of this video is to show you how to set up the Focus Plus iQube. This is the Focus Plus iQube. Here is a power adapter. Here's the player with player charger, player splitter, and then the RCA plugs that go in the rear of your Focus. First thing you're going to want to do is just plug these RCA plugs into the back here. Just push them all the way. And then take your player travel charger. Just plug that in. You see the little light? And your player should turn on. There's a separate video for how to operate your player. For our purposes with this setup overview, I'm just going to make sure the player is going. And then you have your power supply. Our amplifiers run at 36 volts. And so what you want to do is go ahead and plug this power in first before you plug in the other side into the power adapter, into the power, because it'll spark, and that's generally not a huge issue, but it may startle you, and so you also want to just be as easy as you can on that amplifier. And when you unplug your Focus, you want to do just reverse. So you want to, say I was taking this down, just unplug the wall wart first, and that will decharge all of that stored up capacitor voltage back into the amp. So if I was setting this up brand new, I want to plug in the barrel connector first and plug in the wall wart. And the last thing you do is just bring your player over, and there's a clip here. You can just angle and press that right in that spot. As you can see, there's glowing LEDs on the top of the Focus unit now, because the player is playing and everything's connected. This setup is actually complete. Everything is running, and when you see those LEDs like that, that's an indication that the coherent fields are being generated. You have an optional part of this splitter where you hook this into speakers. Usually the green connector from the speaker will come into this splitter. And then the other side, you can see, obviously goes into the iQube, to the Focus unit. On the back of the Focus, I want to draw your attention to this temperature strip. Having this first quadrant green is perfect. What you don't want is for the temperature to climb past that. So if it gets into 35 Celsius or 95 Fahrenheit, what you want to do is try to get this to cool down a bit, because if it runs in sustained high temperature, you can risk cracking the tubing. And that thermal variation is just not good for the acrylic. So you could just get to the volume on the side here and turn that down a few clicks. You'll still be able to see the LEDs, but that's a way to get your temperature down. You also might just need to put a fan or turn the AC up, air conditioning up in your location if the ventilation is poor or if it's just really hot. But we're in a good range, so periodically you just want to check that. I'm going to leave this turned up. Other than that, this is basically set and forget. You just want to check for red flashing LEDs. They're not going to flash all the time in all the programs, but generally this is the clearing environment program. So that will light the lights often. Also, the setup program is a really good one. I mean, obviously the LEDs will just go constantly during that track. So you have some options. But if your lights are flashing every now and then, you know that your unit is on and working. If you have any questions or issues, please feel free to contact us, and we'll be happy to help.